Welcome back everybody to part 2 of How to Elden Ring. Sit back, relax and enjoy. So we're back here at the round table hold, which is where we left off last week. We did finish up by killing our first boss, which was Godric the Grafted. This week we're going to get a bit more into the NPCs and how certain different game mechanics work. So let's get started with this guy.
Oh, this is a rare occasion. I can't remember the last time a new tarnished made their way to the round table. Very well. As your senior, I bid you welcome. It is safe here. You may let down your guard. Allow me a word of advice. As your senior, you are a mere visitor to the round table. Nothing more.
It's a nice looking
A
staff.
house guest. Yet to earn their keep. Remember your place, newcomer.
Okay, obviously not going to get a lot from this bloke. No Colosseum rules available for selection. So, Colosseum is something you won't find out until much later on, but it was something they brought in partway through the release of Elden Ring.
Ah, hello. You must be new here. Well, just call me Dialos. The honor of one's house holds little import in these lands. By the way, have you met a young woman named Lanya on your travels? She's my servant, but fickle as the wind. Take your eyes off her for but a moment and she's good as gone. If you find her, please be sure to tell me.
Of course I will, sir.
Be sure to tell me if you meet a young... She's a servant to my
Lanya.
house. She's been my companion. I've lost count of the number of times I've had to... Honestly, she's...
Such a little tomboy.
Oh,
A bit
I
of
see
a
you've
wheel on
just
your neck,
arrived.
sir.
Welcome to the Round Table Hold. I'm Corin,
So,
a man of the
some of the
cloth.
NPCs you
I
find in your
teach
actors'
incantations,
shops,
the
some of them
strength
act as
granted us by the two
skill
fingers,
teachers
and
or
explore
vendors,
the
and then
secrets
some
of the
them,
Golden Order,
like the
so that one day,
person we just spoke to
if a
beforehand,
tarnished
act
of the
as
Round
NPC
Table
or like
Hold
mini
should
quest
become
givers.
Elden
Some of them really
Lord,
interesting,
I might counsel them,
and then some
ensuring
aren't,
order
but they will lead
regains
you
its
to
proper form,
items you can
righting
only get
rule
in the game
over
via
men.
going through their
By
routes.
the way, do you still see it?
Yes, of course I see it. We were totally listening to what you was doing.
You do? Wonderful news. Most tarnished are blind to it these days. You are something of a rare breed. Well, what do you say? Care to learn an incantation of the two fingers?
I would love to learn an incantation from two fingers, but I doubt there's many that I can use. So, as you can see here on the screen, you have the required attributes to learn these incantations. They're like prayers or holy magic. That was the last run I done. I really enjoyed it, really good fun. But unfortunately, won't be of any significant use to us on this particular run.
May the Golden Order...
No, let's have an explore. Door is blocked shut. Okay, not going that way then. This man will become one of your
You're a new
most
face.
useful NPCs in the
No
game.
matter. It's all the same.
This chap
Lay
will,
out your arms. Let's get
as he said,
smithing.
lay out your arms and get smithing. He will upgrade all of your weapons and ashes of war in the game. You can also sell stuff to him if you need to. So here it shows you, like Uchigatana, can upgrade it to a +1, which will then boost the stats and the scaling on it. But this is at the cost of the smithing stones we were finding yesterday. It's not too bad. So there's a small rune cost usually, followed by a smithing stone cost. So smithing stone level 1 needs 2 of them, and we currently have 12. Each progressive upgrade does require more money and more smithing stones, as well as they will go up in level, so you have to find rarer and harder to find smithing stones. No, let's have a look. I know we found Uchigatana last session. Let's see what we're most likely going to be using. I would like to get to the Bloodhound's Fang, but we haven't currently got the dexterity required for that. We did, however, unlock the Knight's Greatsword, didn't we? Yes. So, for the time being and ease of use, we'll probably stick with the Uchi Katana just because it has that innate bleed build up on it, which you'll see
Back already.
when we're next
No
in
matter.
combat.
Lay
Does
out your
significant
arms.
portion of damage to the enemies once it procs. So we'll upgrade that to 1. Yeah, we'll take it to level 2. Now we could take it to level 3, but that will use up all of our remaining smithing stones. You can upgrade shields, but there's very little point. It doesn't really boost the defense. Anyway, look, I'll just show
Back
you.
already. No matter.
So once you upgrade it, it will upgrade the strength scaling and the damage should you decide you wanted to use the shield as a offensive weapon, which you can do, but really wouldn't recommend it unless you are wanting to make the game a lot harder for yourself.
Greetings, great champion called by grace. I am Fia. Circumstances have compelled my stay at the Round Table Hold. Great champion, would you allow me to hold you? But briefly, perhaps you might share with
I've done
me
this on both of my
some
first
of
2
your lively
playthroughs,
vigor
and all
and
this
your
does is it leads to you
Doing so will grant
gaining
me
a
the warmth
reusable
of a
item
champion.
and
you,
a
I am sure,
debuff, but the
will
debuff's
bear a
countered when you use the
Baldakin's
reusable item.
Do you think it vulgar, perhaps?
Always forgot to
Where
use
I
it,
come
which
from,
means I actually
it is
played
a
the majority of
sacred
the game
act.
with a debuff without even realising. So I'm going
I
to kindly
understand.
decline.
Your disdain is only natural.
She does have quite an interesting quest line as well, should you follow it. If any of you out there would like me to follow a specific quest line, please by all means say so, and I will look into doing them, because there's many that I haven't even run through yet. So if you look down there, you get all these little red blood splatters. You'll see those throughout the game. They are indicators of where other people, like real life players, have died. And you can click on them and it will show you a red ghost of how they died. It's because it's an NPC invasion down there, so let's have a look. Oh, will it not trigger yet? Oh no, there we are. Mad Tongue Alberic. We've already got a few hits on him. There, there's a bleed there, so he's done quite a large amount of damage. Oh, apparently he can heal as well. He can also cast magic. As you can see there on the screen, we are currently suffering from frostbite and bleed. Not entirely sure why that didn't hit. Just a quick drink. Oh, might time that badly. Nice. Nice. Oh, we might have messed up there. No, managed to just about dodge it. Ooh, that hurt. That. Yeah, we got them. Oh, you frostbite, so that slows your stamina regeneration, I believe, as well as also doing a large portion of damage, I believe does. And we are dead. Luckily, we was only holding 800 rooms. But yeah, that's a demonstration of an NPC invasion. They happen an awful lot throughout this game, and some of them lead to really good mini quest lines or weapons. Oh, so it's pinged us all the way back here. Oh, it's because we hadn't rested at the site of grace. So when you want to find the site of grace, it is now hidden all the way down there, because as they say, it's not part of this world technically. Apologies, give me one moment. Right, so let's see what else we can find in here. I do like this chap's armour set. You can get that. I used that in one of my first playthroughs as well. What do you want, Gesture?
What do you need? I have little time to spare. Oh, are you aggrieved at the notion you are but a visitant here? Then you would do well to remember the first words of grace given to you. Stand before the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord. If those words held any meaning to you, follow the guidance of grace. Lay low the shard bearers and claim for yourself a great rune. Do so, and the doors to the round table's inner chamber will open, and you will receive the wisdom of the two fingers.
Okay then. So that's Sir Gideon Ofnir, if I remember rightly. He's a dick. We don't like him. So yeah, there's not a great deal you can do here currently. But it was just a good way to introduce you all to the base of operations, if you will. So you can choose just to fast travel out of here. There is somewhere I want to go in particular to find something. I just remember where it is. Where is it? I believe it's south of us. I want to say it's over down this way, so let's have a quick ride on old Torrent. That way. I'm going to go south. Souls on the way through. Don't see why not. Right, remember there was that rather large dragon down here, which I'm not too confident in fighting just yet. There he is. We're going to give him a wide berth. The force torrent is extremely good platform climbing mechanic. It does come with a double jump, which without is very difficult to get to some areas. Site of Grace, or like this Site of Grace here, that will be some points that you fast travel. Carry on. So, another little trick I found out way too late in the game. Let's let me get away from this. They're like land octopus. I think they're I need to go into the menu, but they're going to get this little trick is when you have enough of this, you can sometimes see, they're not here, but they come up as little greyed out statues, and that's one. They are locations of maps, which will then fill in your world map for you, making everything an awful lot easier to navigate through. whilst the whilst the Uchigaton doesn't hit quite as hard, it does hit a bit quicker. Get attacks in between theirs. If you're lucky, stagger them before they hit you. Glass shard and a ruin fragment. Jumping, I think not. So we actually want to get over there. I now need to remember how to get there. Just have to be run around to near where that Everjail was, where we got the Bloodhound Greatsword or whatever it was called. So I've put a little mini-map marker, as you can see at the top of the screen there. Follow the coastline line until we find the natural crossing. So, in case it wasn't already evident, the purpose of these streams is just to familiarise anybody who's not played Elden Ring or other Souls-like games before. Because in May they're bringing out the, I believe it's classed as a DLC, but I can't remember if it's a DLC or technically a standalone game, but they're bringing out something called Elden Ring Night Rain, which is going to be a new addition to the Elden Ring franchise, and is going to be a lot more heavily focused on multiplayer, and it's going to have a roguelike feel to it where you can party up with up to 3 of you, and then take on like mini raids or runs, and face multiple bosses and gather loot. It works very similarly to this game, but there's a couple of like differences in gameplay mechanics. I'm personally really looking forward to it. I've got a few friends who are also looking forward to it. We're going to all party up together and see how far we can get in it. Oh, a large club. That's a really good weapon for us, coincidentally. It was a lucky find. But yeah, we're really looking forward to this game. So, partly a refresher for me because I've not played this in a little while, and partly to introduce or reintroduce people into how this game will work, so that we're all a bit more familiar with Night Rain and the game style when it releases in May. So this little thing we've landed a Spirit Spring jump. Whilst on horseback or on torrent, you can go up to these and jump, and it gives you a large jump like so, which again allows you to get to areas you wouldn't be able to otherwise get to, and do some questionable mechanics. Right, do we think we can reach there? That's the question. We're going to try it. Nope, that's our staircase. Never mind. So we know where we need to go now. We need to go down to that bridge. I'll just see if there's anything on top of it. Stake of Marika. Oh, that's handy. So there was a Stake of Marika nearby. May have been the one for the Everjail. Oh no. Well, that was incredibly lucky. As we died near to this, it's just put us at the bottom of the ramp. Get rid of that now because we don't need it. Right. We're going to fight our way through it just because I wanted to recover some of those souls that we lost, because they're all just sat there. And that would be the ballista, so we can find that. Something good about this game is that if an enemy kills another enemy, you still receive the runes for it. See if we can bait him over here. Right, let's break through this. We'll have to try and scoot through and dodge. run towards. I should have run straight through in my hole. First things first, let's get this bloke. Nah, we can't. Oh no, we can get up there without the horse. So you can actually destroy those ballistas. Personally, I don't see much of a point. Should have gone for the charge to get that there. Stone sword key. So we mentioned those in the last session. Get out of here. Do that again. So we've got a new shield there as well, so a quick look at that. We'll take a drink first. Oh, it's the great shield we'd previously had as well. So the large club is a pure strength scaling weapon, which is what we're looking at the moment. So we could always consider raising our strength to use that. Alright. Why are you already dead? Let's build yours. Little NPC over there. We'll go and talk to her in a minute. We'll get this side race first. Give us a checkpoint. Refill our flasks. Doubt we have enough points now. So we now need over 3,500 points per level. Lovely lady.
Hello? Is somebody there? Might I bend your ear for a moment, please? My
She
name
appears
is
to be
Irina.
blind.
I've escaped from Castle Morn, to the south. The servants there have rebelled. I can't be sure what it is. My eyesight's been weak since birth, you see. But I swear I heard frightful howling from all over. My good father secreted me out the castle, but decided himself to stay. He says it's his duty. As commander.
Look carefully. What are we looking carefully at? There is another one of those carriages over there which will probably contain some kind of loot chest. There's a giant over there, so you may get to see us fight one of them. Can't necessarily backstab dogs or smaller creatures. Sometimes it's easier just to creep up behind them and use a charged attack. Now, as you can see, being in a bush does convey a certain level of stealth. This chap, however, we can certainly backstab. We are getting dangerously close to that giant. What do we have here? Oh, the Morning Star. Lovely, we'll have a look at that soon. Right, there's a good chance we're going to end up pulling all of these. If I can take out one or two more without being seen, that's going to make this an awful lot easier. Horrific looking people. Smithing stone 2, so that's the second level of the upgrade materials for standard weapons. Now, I'm curious as to what that item is over there near them. I don't know if I want this fight. I can always run away, to be fair. So yeah, if any fight does get too hectic, you are usually able just to jump on your horse and ride away. I'm not going into this fight with anything less than full health. I don't necessarily need to. Strip of white flesh, was that it? Personally, see with larger enemies as well, you can target different points. So I think we might actually be better, although that's got 128 plus 27. This has slightly more damage. There's where's the wrong button? The stats I'm looking for. Physical strike only. Give me one second. I'm curious as to what the poise damage is of this, because that will let you know how quickly you're able to stagger an opponent. Where is it? I did have them all saved somewhere, but I have a sneaking suspicion I might have misplaced them. Never mind. Well, I know that a greatsword, as a rule, is going to do more damage than a normal sword. So I'm going to try and start that poise damage off early by getting a charged heavy attack two-handed. Probably get a second one in. Yeah, see, knocks him down. If you get to there, oh, it's not going to do it now. There we are. You can do significant damage with just a bit of a head start. Just taking the opportunity there to another charge attack. Charged heavies in. Lovely. Knock him down. Get round the front of him. Bloody dog didn't get out without killing him. Yeah. I didn't. That did go. Rather than that dog making things difficult for us, that would have been a relatively easy fight. It's just a case of knowing good spots and if you're able to stagger enemies and stuff like that. Alright, we'll take a drink, heal up. And we'll jump back on the horse for now, just to speed things up a little bit. There's another scarab there which should have an actual war in it. And I've absolutely whiffed that. Mighty shot, so that's one you can use with bows, I believe. Right, let's have a look. Whereabouts are we? Ah, there we are. That will clear things up. Like I said earlier, this is a little tip that will show you to an item you can pick up, which will be a map. There is a site of grace, however, which will speed things up and give us a save point. Level up. Still don't have quite enough. We could use our runes to burn some of them and get the points we need, but I would rather save on to them for now. See, we need to find sacred tears as well, because they increase the amount you recover health by when you use the flask.
I am no silly.
You look much like Carly, who saw right back at the beginning of the game. Anything of interest to sell? Raises maximum HP, so that's not bad at all. We could do with some better armour at some point, but I'm not willing to spend that kind of money yet. Another great sword there, which is a half decent one in itself. There is one I was looking for in particular. I need to remember where it is. Saying that, do we have anything we can sell to him? If you're anything like me, on your first playthrough you won't sell anything because you want to collect everything. But you'll find, especially if you're doing a specific build or run, there's very little point in keeping every item you find. Such as that mighty shot, we have no intention of using the bow. We could use sell that and gain a quick 300 runes. I was advised to use this from somebody who watched the last stream. I may do into it. Get this shield back out just in case. And that's our custom waypoint we've put in there. So we'll jump off here, and it's always going to be next to one of these. Up there, map Weeping Peninsula. So something just landed, and if you look up there in the distance, there's a rather large giant with a rather large bow. And somehow they have a degree of tracking as well. But as you can see from that arrow, getting hit by them will hurt significantly. So you can either ride towards it and try and weave your way through, or you can look at other way round. But for now, until I know where we're going, or until we know where we're going, I'm going to just avoid him. He will continue to shoot at you, but unless you've got clear line of sight between you two, you will not hit 90% of the time. Like if the ledge before it hits us. Right, let's go have a little scoot up here and see what we can find. As we're getting higher now, it's going to be easier for him to see us and potentially hit us with an arrow. So it's worth just bearing in mind roughly where he is. Now we're the other side of this wall, we are a wee bit safer. Why can't I access my map here? So the game won't let you access your map if you have got any threat of danger around you. However, I think it was just because the giant was firing his bow at us, the game thought, and rightly so, that we were in some form of danger. Sorry, dear. I did see this little hut over here. Anything of interest? A yellow ember. Oh yes, rat. So if you see that little yellow bar sitting up there, that is something known as frenzy. And you would like to, I mean there are certain runs that actually require you to build that up, but as a rule you do not want that bar to ever fill up, because you will be taking a very large amount of damage. That's the new map found, Weeping Peninsula, and it's now lit up this entire bottom section for us. Where was that weapon that I wanted? This game seems to think it's round about there. So let's go on a little trek. So we are going on a bit of a tangent, admittedly, but just to find an awesome weapon. And definitely on your later playthroughs, but you may hear of or find out from someone or from research on there's a certain weapon you want, and you will go to extraordinary lengths, some of you, to get these particular weapons. There was a sword, actually, now that I mention it, in Dark Souls 3 that you could only get by completing the game twice and then taking a different optional reward each time, and then after you've got the second half of it you could combine the two swords to make this one sword in particular. It wasn't anything special, it wasn't anything particularly powerful, but because it could only be done that way, so many people wanted it, it was too intriguing, too interesting not to try and get it. So as you can see, we need to cross over there, and the only way up that we can see are these incredibly sketchy looking platforms, which is where using your horse comes into play. So you have to try and drop down the safety games. If you drop that distance you will die. So it's just a case of gently trying to CT your way down. As you can see there are a number of friendly folks waiting for us. Oh wow. And here, I wonder... Yep. Just a really... I mean, it's a bit late to say that now. Beginning to think we can probably shoot down here. Lightning strikes out. Unfortunately, that was just a prayer or an incantation which we can't use, but curiosity got the better of it now. Now, those random lightning strikes can hit you or do damage. Here to have got half now, a bit of a little one have to find all these. If I was going to, I would like to have done it. Guitar up. It's just a bit quicker. I'll make you regret it. Yeah, too many of them. Come back to you, so they will put a bit more help. Where can we drop to? Don't think that we can drop down to any of that without taking significant damage. Ooh, definitely can't drop that side. I'm not really sure how some of the lightning hit me. I've got plenty of swords whilst we're going around, we will put a few of them. So I may have to fast travel out of here, but then I won't be able to find those to get everything first. We've got 3 of them there. Far easy, right? So I'm doing this on my horse. And then it also replenish our flasks for finishing off the group of enemies. So again, that's going to be the safest way out of here. You can drop to there. Ooh. Right over there where there's a little sign. Logically, there should also be a way up, one would think. Definitely going to make that jump, and I'm not even sure I can't make that jump. So, just to play it safe, we're going to fast travel back out of here, back to there. Straight back into this. If you look at the map, it can usually tell you which way you need to go. So we're going to go north, then west, down through here, and eventually over to there. So use our compass at the top, go north, veering the wrong side of this chasm here, so dart over and then travel north. I am notoriously bad at navigating through these games, so I was glad that Elden Ring had quite a substantially better map than other games as well. Right, so how north? We don't need to go that north, so we're now going to go west. Ah, look, another site of grace. Rest of there, got another fast travel point. So we'll start making our way down, but I'm going to make sure it's down that we want to head, because obviously we can ride along that cliff face as well. Yeah, no, see, I believe we're going to want to take that higher road. So, yeah, don't get wrong, there's nothing wrong going this wrong way. Like I said last stream, there's an awful lot of exploration to be done in this game. You'll find some weird and wonderful things by doing so. But, on the other hand, it is incredibly easy to get lost and turned around. Not quite here. Sorry. We may not get a choice in the map. No? Okay. Likely dragon, try left. Funny looking chap. Nice little bang there. Which way do we go? We did want to carry on going directly west. If we'd gone left, it would take us up to this giant tree on the map. And there's something that's worth showing you as well. This is a significant portion of the game, so we have to go up first. See, over there is where we were trapped earlier. Oh, fuck is the word I'm going to use. That is not what we meant to do. Well, fortunately, we do have a spirit spring here, so rather than going for all of these poisonous plants, we can just ride it all the way back up as if it never happened. So if you are in an area that you suspect there to be enemies, it is handy just to occasionally click your right stick because it will lock onto any visible enemies, even if they're behind trees. I believe this at the top is what is known as a Church of Marika, and there's a few of these throughout the game. Sorry, gang. Oh, we've got the old aristocrat gown from that. Yeah, this is known as a Church of Marika, I believe. Oh, pardon me. And these will usually provide you with a site of grace, and as I said before, mentioned before, a sacred tear, which when used at a site of grace allows you to increase the amount your flasks replenish, be that health or FP. So you get that, take it to the site of grace, go to flasks and increase the amount replenished. Now I would strongly recommend, this is the only thing I would recommend along with that and golden seeds, that you potentially look up on your first playthrough of this game, just because of how important having your flasks is. Especially if you're playing a magic based run, because you're going to need to allocate and manage your blast between HP and FP so much more, and the more you have, obviously, the easier it is. What does she have to say for herself?
Spoken echoes linger here. Words of Queen Marika, who vanished long ago. If you wish, I will share them with you.
Yeah,
In
sure, we're
Marika's
interested.
own words. Then, after thy death, I will give back what I once claimed. Return to the lands between. Wage war. And brandish the Elden Ring. Grow strong in the face of death. Warriors of my lord, Lord Godfrey.
Fascinating. So I'm not going to go into too much about what she said and what it means, because that will take away some of the explorations and later on parts of the game I don't want to spoil for you. But 90% of what NPCs, her or less important ones, say has some relevance or bearing on the story or overarching lore.
Shall
Good
I
enough to level up
let
yet?
my hand
Hope
share them with me?
not quite.
Your thoughts.
Oh, sorry, don't want to touch you. We're off. Right, and off we go. So now we've got that site of grace and save point. Blood grease. Okay, sorry to sidetrack. Oh, gilded iron shield, we'll look at that in a moment. But greases are a consumable item you can find throughout the game, and they will buff your weapons with certain status effects. So obviously blood grease will give your weapons the ability to inflict bleed damage. It can't simply be applied to all weapons. Weapons or special weapons throughout this game can't have greases attuned to them or certain attunements enchanted on them later on. But for the most part it will work with most weapons, especially if they're regular weapons like this. That's significantly worse than last time. Rare fruit, earthly flower. Right, so we want to go down to this blue marker down here. We've now just got to run through all of this. However, I am going to take you down to here quickly. You can have multiple markers as well, which is handy. So we're going to go to this big shiny tree and see what's occurring over there. I don't like fences. Dangerous little men sitting in the floor. So you will soon realise once you play this game, these enemies in particular are very common around areas that have large golden trees, as they appear to be guardians, or at least scouts, for that thing stood there just before the tree. As you can see, there are little mini statues indicating this is in fact a field boss. Right, so I am going to opt to swap back to the greatsword for this. I'm going to very, very quietly creep in. Behold monstrosity. Didn't work, it saw us run. This is a minor earth tree. Oh, this is the earth tree avatar. And they have an array of absolute bullshit moves that you'll come to learn. So it definitely does pay to learn their movesets. As you can see, I'm a little bit rusty because their attacks are very punishing. But like most things in the control we faced earlier, they do have very flexible windows. You get enough heavy hits in them, but the trolls can do stuff like this. yeah, that's an early avatar, and they usually reward you with a decent bit of loot. We'll give it another go, see how it goes, seeing as we're respawning at the site of Marika, or State of Marika. I am going to ask that you forgive me though, as I indulge in this little sweet treat we picked up yesterday. Oh, it's bloody lovely. Oh, cinnamon swirl blondie. Right, let me try and grab those runes at the moment. Quick punish. Away. Through it. Perfect second attack. Nicely done. Didn't roll quick enough, but I managed to block it back. Got a bit greedy there with a lucky after that last one. Heavy attack, that should stun him. Round the front. Stab. Dodge. Get away from that. Oh, that move, but you can usually just bring the left and dodge when you've got enough distance between the two of you. That far too long. Poor, well, I'm up against something. Poor timing on my part there. Quick drink. Ooh, I was lucky I dodged that. Very delayed attack. Second critical strike. Should get one more heavy in on this. Run away. Go back in. Run away. Straight to the side to dodge the bullshit yellow lasers. Attack. Back up. Back in. Play it safe now, no need to try and rush it. One more heavy attack and it'll be dead. Jumping heavy style. Lovely jubbly. So, enemy fell. What have we received for it? The Opaline Bubble Tier and the Crimson Burst Tier. These are items that can be applied to a reusable item in itself that you get later on, called the Flask of Wondrous Physic, which is a small flask like your healing and FP regenerators that will just apply a small temporary buff. See, there's a slight ringing I can hear as well. Either I'm developing tinnitus or there is a scarab around here somewhere. So we'll have a quick look. Oh, he's seen us. Coming out. Kill bow. There it is. It is only a red one, so there's not much point in us killing it, as we have a... Oh, we don't have a full set of flasks, so it is worthwhile us killing it in this situation. Should replenish us back up to 6. Right, so as you pass through your own custom markers, they will disappear off the mini-map, which is quite handy. Saves you having to take them off yourself. But from here you can see we need to travel west again, down here, over to here. So we're going to see if we can drop off this southern cliff face without taking too much damage. If not, we will have to run the whole way back round. Wonderful singing I can hear there. I'm guessing going off the southern cliff face isn't really an option. is in fact that large bat-like creature which is singing. Almost like the ancient Greek myth of sirens. So, do not be fooled, there is nothing good or friendly about that, so we are going to drop in on her and firmly plant our sword. Sorry about that. We did get a level 6 golden rune though, which will be worth significantly more than anything we've found so far, I'd imagine. Sort, right, item type. So a level 6 gold rune is worth 2,000 runes, so for us that's most of a level already. Don't get me wrong, those fights aren't usually quite that easy, but we did have the element of surprise there. That's a point. Did we not find a new shield we've got to look at? Yeah, the Gilded Iron Shield. So it's very nice, it's very light, but it doesn't have the same physical damage negation that our current shield has. It's not going to let me show you, is it? There it says 88, so it's only got 88% of normal damage, so we'd be better off going back to the Beast Crest Heater Shield for now. Oh, we can wield the Morning Star, should we wish to, but it doesn't really confer much benefits over using anything else. If we wanted to use the blood build-up that it offers, we could just use Huge Katana instead. Same with the Bloodhound's Fang, once we get to the required level for that. Between the two, I mean, I do really enjoy using the Bloodhound Fang, and as you can see it's a beautiful looking weapon, but I'm going to go for the large stick. It's simple, it works, there's no questions about it, you just hit stuff really hard and it tends to die a bit quicker. Right, so now then we've got to take the long, arduous journey of, we will check over this ledge, but I'm not 100% sure if we can get down off this ledge safely. Let's have a look, we may be able to. Oh yeah, we should be fine going down there. That makes life easier. So I'm going to show you this as well. This is the proper land for being that giant thing. Probably not going to do well for killing it still. As you can see, there are a bit more bloody mosquitoes I was talking about last session. And as you can see, they become incredibly difficult to hit with any weapon. Let's try and clear out these little ones first, if it will let us. No, apparently it will not. Right, okay. Had enough of this. So as you can see, next to no damage, no armor. So unfortunately, in terms of damage, the best bet is to attack this from the front. Doing a lot more damage than this. We'll sit for a moment so we can break through this. There we go, that's what we were waiting for. dragonfly. Great dragonfly ahead. Well, I would personally argue there's nothing that great about them. Right, I digress. Let us continue on. So you can hear that bell chiming, obviously. I'm sure by now you've noticed that giant wobbly building there. If we take a closer look, you will see it has legs. And I'll leave that for you guys to discover at a later date. Needless to say, they can be fun to deal with. You have a horse, make sure you die first. We'll get to this weapon and then we'll wrap it up for today. It's only just down the road, so it shouldn't take us too long. Also, if you've had any experience in these kind of open world adventure RPG games, you would be right to fear any large open stretch of land because it usually conveys there's some kind of boss here. However, I think on this occasion it is just to allow the buildings have a walk, which isn't exactly what you'll hear very often.
Well,
Isolated merchant
it's
shack.
been an age since. How can I help?
There's the sword I wanted, so that will cost us an entire level. But if anybody else who's played any of the Souls games, that is an iconic weapon. And it will be our first colossal weapon as well.
Have a safe journey.
Do you have a horse here? That's what we're looking for, a nice sight of grace. So, just before we finish up for the day, I will equip this new weapon, which we can already wield. And as you can see, this is substantially larger and has a different, obviously heavier moveset. So those are the weapon arts, and we'll discuss more about those next time. So let us settle down for the evening, take a short rest, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care and look after yourselves.